Hey y'all, it's Becky from A Good Enough Girl, and I am in fact a good enough girl. And so I'm coming to you live from my home in Kirkland, Washington. It is Monday, Labor Day, September 1st. So it is my official last day of summer, even though I've already kind of been to school doing a little teacher training, but we go back tomorrow and the kids are going to be there as well. So it's going to be fun, exciting, and a super exhausting week, but I'm looking forward to kind of being with my people again and hanging out and teaching some really cool stuff to some really cool kids. And so that'll be great. I did want, before I went back to school, I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys an update on how Flock actually went, because I know many of you kind of came on the journey with me ahead of time, what to do before you get to a fiber festival. And then I went to the fiber festival, so I want to kind of give you guys an update, see how it went. I clearly have a shopping problem and need to learn how to do go to the festival just to enjoy the human beings there, because I did that, but I also bought some stuff. So I'm hoping the next one I go to, which is Knit City, Vancouver, and that's in just a few weeks, I'm hoping that I learn my lesson and I do a little bit better this time, and because I have a lot for you to enjoy from Flock. All right, so really quickly, it was everything that I was hoping for. It was fantastic. I got to meet new people. I got to see lots of people that I virtually knew from being online and things like that. There was a couple people out there that knew who I was that I'd never met before. So that was really exciting. It is a little bit strange when somebody says your name and you're like, I don't recognize your face, and I'm really good with faces. And so then I realized, oh, they know me from online, which was bizarre and wonderful. And so for those of you who reached out and said hi, thank you so much. I know I met Andrea the crazy thing is I met Andrea from Mission Viejo, and she recognized me, and she's also from my hometown, and she's also a teacher. And so it was really cool to talk to her. We were sitting on the steps and we had a little chat for a bit. So it was great to see her. So hi, Andrea. I hope you're having a great back to school year. I know you were getting real close to starting up again when we were talking. I also met Sharon on our way out. She said, hey, and we had a little quick chat on our way out, walking out on Saturday afternoon. So that was really exciting as well. So thank you guys for making me feel so special and taking time out of your day to say hi. It really meant a lot to me. And so in addition to people that I met that we know each other online, I also got to meet some amazing designers, which was really an exciting opportunity because there's so many people out there that design things that I make and I want to make. And to meet them in person is a really exciting thing. And so that way, as I'm making things by them, I can remember my time when I actually got to talk with them and meet with them. So I met Shala from Black Purl Magic. She was phenomenal. I kind of got her at the very beginning of the day when we were still masking, because Flock does require masking from 10 to 12 for people who are immunocompromised and want to still be able to enjoy the festival. So we had a little mask makeup moments that we were working on, but it was great to chat with her and meet her. She was really fun and just a delight. And I met, Charlotte from let's see, Every Stitch Counts. And I remembered her YouTube handle, but I didn't remember her name. So she was kind enough to introduce herself. And so after meeting her, I also met Michelle Frazzetti from Mishi Fraz Knits. Those are a couple of local to me YouTubers and knitters. And so I'm hoping at some point we can get a gathering together, because it would just be really cool to talk to people who are living in the same area, doing the same thing you are. We're all from kind of different stages of life, backgrounds, things like that. But it would be really cool to kind of just come together in our common ground that we are all knitters and we love fiber arts, and knitters are just really cool people. Crocheters, knitters, crafters. Crafters they seem to have a very special, wonderful vibe of like good humans, care about other people. And I want to surround myself with more of that these days, because we can all use a lot of positivity in our life. So I met Gina. I got to meet Gina from Up Late Knitting, which was really cool. She and I had a chat as we were waiting in line to see Andrea Mowry. And I wish I had gotten a picture with her, but Gina, next time we connect, we will get that picture. So Gina is from Up Late Knitting, and she's down in the Bay Area. So I'm sure some point I'll get down there, since I used to live down there, and we'll get a chance to hang out in person again. And so Michelle, I don't know if Michelle, you remember, if you're even out there listening or remember meeting me, but you recommended an amazing boba tea place, which was really good. And of course, I can't remember it right now, but I'll put a picture and the name of the company that I went to. She is from Florida, and she is able to actually convince her kids and her husband to come out to Flock now every year. And one of the rewards is the boba place, and it was really good. So thanks for that suggestion at the end of the day when we were after having just listened to Andrea Mowry do her talk at Flock. And I met Natalie from Knitty Natty, and it's kind of fun because I had just started watching her, and she was on her journey with her husband across southern Canada. Basically, she was going across Canada, hitting all the provinces. So it was kind of fun to be able to talk to her about her Canadian experiences, and just have something in common with her. Like, I've followed her journey. It's kind of a weird in common because I feel like I kind of went along with her, but I didn't. And so I tried to make it as not weird as possible. So Natalie, if I made it weird, sorry, I'm weird. It's kind of how it goes. And then I spent a lot in the Bad Sheep yarn booth. I kept going back and forth. My daughter got I think a t-shirt's worth of yarn from them, and they have just beautiful, interesting, really cool yarns. And so I had gone back there both days that I was there, Saturday and Sunday. And when I was there, I got to meet Britt from Not Bad Britt. And I think she was in Bainbridge the day before, and she's one of the designers of their sweaters and things like that, other designs. And then also I think it was Sönna. She is, I love their company is called Wool and Weird. So Wool and Weird. I loved that. And she actually gave me some really great ideas of things to do with the yarns, color combinations, and things like that. So I appreciated that. So I just want to say, Bad Sheep Yarn, you guys are awesome. I loved everything about your booth. I loved the people that I met. I loved the yarn that I saw. Everything was so squishy. I actually, I had mentioned before Flock that they were going to have some exclusive colorways, and I did break down and I bought the Sunday colorway, which actually I thought I was going to want the Saturday one, which was a little more fiery color, but I ended up being there and seeing the Sunday, and I really fell for it. So I ordered, they had a great offer where you could actually buy and then they would ship it to you for free. So I did buy a couple different skeins of that, and I'm anxiously waiting. I think they shipped it, so I'm really excited to get that whenever I get it, and I'll make sure to show it in an acquisitions upcoming video. Haley Bailey. I also had never seen Haley Bailey's yarn, her dyes, and I'd heard her name repeatedly, and so it was really nice to actually get to meet her. And she was gracious enough to take a picture of me with the yarn that actually my oldest daughter picked out, and she is currently making a sabai top with it. So I will try to put a picture up here. I'll try to get that from Zoe, and if I don't, there'll be nothing there. But it was just gorgeous. So I will at least share a picture of the yarn that was made by Haley Bailey, and it was her Flock exclusive colorway. There was so much Flock exclusive. Like, I tried to prepare, and I went through Instagram for days and days and days, but like the last few days before Flock happened, companies were posting like crazy, and I couldn't even keep up, and I'd already posted my video. So when I got there, I was just delighted to see all the exclusives, and so many people really took to Seattle and really embraced Seattle and their colorways. So whether it was kind of so we have a lot of oceanic kind of vibes around here. We live on Puget Sound, there's the bay out there, and then we're right on the Pacific Ocean for many people as well. And so many of the colors were just beautiful based on the ocean, the lakes, the trees, so lots of greens, lots of blues. And I really enjoyed it. And then there was a couple of so the one that Zoe got made by Haley Bailey is this beautiful hydrangea color. It's beautifully variegated and tonal with the kind of the cornflowers and the light blues, the medium blues, and the hydrangea, kind of that purpley blue. And so it's beautiful, and she's already started working on her sabai top, and love it. And so that was an exclusive colorway based from Seattle for Flock. And so that was really cool. Got to meet with her. And then, of course, I met Andrea Mowry. That was pretty exciting. She's just so cute as a button. And talking with her, she was so gracious and so kind. And she was on her way to go do her talk, but I knew she had like 15, 20 minutes until she had to start. And she was really gracious. She stopped, she chatted with me. We talked a little bit about sewing, and everybody's getting into sewing. So might want to jump on that bandwagon, because I do have a nice sewing machine, and my kid uses it all the time. So he uses it to make a bunch of cosplay things. And so that's what it's used for mostly. So I'm really happy that someone's enjoying it and using it. And I think I might want to make some stuff for myself. It's just a matter of my space is very full, busy, cluttered, some would say. There's lots of stuff. And so even though I'm trying, like I got rid of a ton of stuff last weekend at a garage sale, and we have a truck full of donations that are ready to go to the donation place, but there's still a lot here. And so I don't know where I would actually cut out fabric and do like that. Maybe I'll just ask Quinn and see where I think he does all of his on the floor in the garage. So that may not be as effective for me as a 54-year-old woman with some joint issues, but who knows? Maybe I'll do that. And I'm going to pause right now because Quinn's right here and I think he wants to show me something. All right. Thanks for your patience. So my son just came in to show me he just braided up some beautiful leather that he had laying around, some suede leather, and he turned it into, we think it's going to be a bracelet, but really cool, super soft. I do love that I have someone who is so tactile in our family, much like me, loves to squeeze, squish, and make things with their hands. And so now both of my kids are basically fiber artists. So I have one who does beading and does cosplay costuming. And I have another one who is starting her journey with knitting, and I love it. It's really exciting to help her and to watch her grow. And she's also getting a little bit of a good enough attitude. So I think that's great, because I know many times we tend to be perfectionists and we get really frustrated and hard on ourselves when we don't know how to do something right away. And she's learning, and she's decided she made 2 washcloths, and now she's decided it's time to make a top. So she's actually working on making the sabai top, and there's some increases and decreases, and she's never done that before. There's ribbing. She's never done that before. She had to do a stretchy cast on, so I taught her, I can't remember which one she did, but it wasn't any of the long tail ones, because I think she was able to do the cable cast on and it was loose enough for her. So I love watching all my kids in their journey. So it's been pretty cool. All right, so I think I covered everybody that I talked to. So Andrea Mowry talked about sewing, and I asked her kind of like because I love the jumpsuit she made recently. And she was wearing, I think it was her yellow, I don't know, I think they were the berry pants in the yellow and blue, or yellow and white brick pattern. It was kind of like a big block pattern. And so she was she gave me some suggestions. She said basically anything from Sew Liberated is probably the great way to start. So I may start doing that. Who knows? Me and my multi-craftuality might add sewing. Who knows? So I got to meet so many wonderful people, and my friend Kim and my daughter Zoe came with me on the first day, which was so great to have someone to share it with. And so it just made the day more fun, because when you bring friends into the fold, it's really, it really makes it a little more special than just, I go with friends every time. And this was my daughter and my closest friends up here. So that was really, really quite special. So thank you to Zoe and Kim for coming with me. And Kim's coming along with me to Knit City, Vancouver. We're going to have an awesome time. We're taking the day just to hang out in Vancouver, and then we're going to go play at the vendor event for Knit City, and might even go to a movie or something like that. So we have some nice plans to go spend some time checking out Vancouver a little more than we have in the past. So that will be awesome. Okay, so the thing we all wait for when we go to a fire festival is, what'd you bring home? A lot. I brought home a lot, too much. So as I look over here, I have 3 bags full. I'm like Baba Black Sheep. I have 3 bags full. So I'll start with the first thing. So the first thing, was that the first thing? Yeah. So this is, now I'm not gonna remember who did it. Sorella. So this is Sorella yarn. It's gorgeous. You can see all those colors. And this is called, I think, Summer in London, from their London series. And it was on their, I think it was on their sale, not their sale, but like their unique, one-of-a-kinds leftovers table. And I'm making a V-neck scrappy crocheted tee, and I was like, this would be a beautiful color to add in. So it has lots of, my tee has a lot of like olive greens and oranges and beiges and blues. It's all the colors in the rainbow basically. And so I thought that would be a really nice add. So I brought that, and you can see I've already balled it up, and I've done at least 3 rows in my t-shirt with it already, and I'm alternating colors. So it's already gone in for 3. So that's my Sewrella yarn. My daughter got a bunch. I don't have hers with me. But we also got some more Sewrella for her. All right. I'm digging deep. Here we go. All right. So this, you can see that treasure and that gorgeousness. This is U2 yarn, EUW2 yarn in Donegal BFL fingering. So let's see, so it's U2 yarn, Donegal BFL fingering, and the color is a Flock 25 exclusive in rose gold. And what I loved about this, I mean, it's so light with the fingering weight, and I love rose gold. It's just a beautiful color, but it was the flecks in here. Can you see like the nubs that are in there? I think they're called neps. And there's kind of some beigey ones and some black ones. And I thought that really went nicely with the tonal rose gold. And I got enough so that I could do, I think, a t-shirt size. So it is 85% BFL, 15% Donegal neps, and it's 437 yards over 100 grams. It's hand painted and nature inspired, and it's u2yarn.com. So I got this because I think this would make a really, really cute like a lightweight t-shirt, which, as we've talked about before, I need lightweight things because I get really hot all the time. So that was one of my first purchases. And I honestly can't go in order because we dashed in, we went straight to Sewrella yarn because it was right in front of us. And then after that, it's a blur. We went to the right. We tried to be really methodical and go from the back to the front. And we kind of did that for a while. And then we went out and had a little, we just had some snacks and stuff because we were getting a little hungry. And then we went back and we did some more, and we came back. And when we were at the Sewrella booth, the very beginning, I was excited because I had seen they would have a flock colorway. And so I saw this and thought, yes, please, I must have this. It is too beautiful with too many amazing colors in it. It's got speckles. It's got striping. It's tonal. It's just beautiful. So this is called Summer Sorbet, and it was the Flock Festival 2025 exclusive colorway. It's nylon sock, 75-25 superwash merino wool and nylon. And it just reminded me of Pink Lemonade. But then I also noticed like some of the yellows are almost green and almost gold. So the colors, I mean, I don't know if they're coming up as well as they could, because my color's probably off with the weird lights and stuff I have. But this is a company, Sewrella is made in North Carolina. And so my mother-in-law moved here from there. So kind of nice to have a little connection to that as well. All right, so that was my Sewrella. I call it Pink Lemonade. They call it Summer Sorbet. Oh wait, there's more. So apparently I got 5 of these. I think this is going to be long sleeve sweater, which is why I got a quantity of 5. Because you never want to run out, especially with an exclusive colorway. But I know I can also do, like, I can do cuffs and necks and ribbing hems and things like that in a kind of an offset color. So that'll be just fine and okay. All right, and so this, I want to get to this one because it's been sitting in my bag and I haven't been able to open it yet. So I fell in love with Super Glow. I had seen them before. I hadn't really worked with their yarns or played with the yarns. And so I am working on, I pulled a pair of socks and I got started on those from the Flock colorway as soon as I got home. So the next day I had socks on needles from them. And, but I also got a mystery mini set. And I got it early enough that I was able to pick whether I wanted the DK weight or if I wanted the fingering weight. And I picked the fingering weight because I figured I could do more with that. I do want to knit a lot more socks and I do knit some socks. And so I picked that because I figured it could go, I could blend it into a t-shirt. I could do it as like a fade or stripes or whatever. So you guys get to open this with me because I waited the whole time. I've been so well behaved. I didn't peek, I didn't look. I saved it all for you. So apologies for the loud noises and gasp. These are, I love it. You could totally put all those together. So one, this is like kind of a baby pink with little pops of bright pink. It feels, I want to say like a flamingo, but it's like the flamingo feathers. And it's got some really cool ivory tones in there. That would be very cute in anything, striped or socks. And then I could put it with its little friend here. Oh, look at that. So this has, I mean, little teal spots, red and white stripes that almost lean to poppy, and some really, really bright pinks. And the thing I like about Super Glow is some of their stuff is super, super, super bright Super Glow, and against some colors that are bold but not overwhelming. And so I really like that about what they do. So those are some beautiful shades right there. And then this might be their other friend. Look at that. It is so, so good. So this has so many colors in it. It's got some blues, some greens, some of that hydrangea I was talking about earlier, and pinks and lavenders. There's some speckles in there. So you can see there's some beautiful speckles. So that'll be fun to work with too. There you go. Nice. I love a surprise. I love a mystery, and I love lots of color. So these are perfect for me. And then this one has a totally different vibe. It's a little more muted, but then it still has those pops of like that raspberry and some mango colors. If you look right in there, there's some really bright fuchsia with some like muted denim tones and some light blues. So that'll be really nice to work with. I can see making some really nice socks with that. That's gonna come out really well. And then in a totally different family, this one, this reminds me, I know we had Fish Girl Summer, and I know Casey from, why am I blanking on her name? Young Folk Knits. So Casey is gonna be hosting a Fish Girl Fall because we can't have enough of our Fish Girl season. This reminds me of like a rainbow trout. It's beautifully speckled. It's got some, I mean, like every color in the rainbow represented here. So you've got kind of those green teals, some purples, vibrant pinks, bright yellows, oranges. What color is that? Kind of a dark plum even. Like there's a little bit of everything in there. Yeah, these are gonna be awesome. Lots of like the mangoes and the greens. So this part is kind of what reminds me of the rainbow trout. Those colors right there. So that was my mystery bag. I'm super excited because I can put those into almost anything. And I have the Super Glow socks that I started working on are actually, they're just a vanilla sock. Like I've never done just a vanilla sock with no patterning. So it's just the sock in a stockinette pattern and a heel flap and gusset. Hold on for 1 second and I'll go grab it because it's actually in my working area, not here. I'll be right back. Okay, so my Super Glow socks, here they are. So this is the flock colorway. It's so amazing. I'm just like, this is like the brightest bite of neon candy, neon ice cream. It's just so delicious. And the color is definitely off from what I have here. So if we do a little bit more of natural light, it's a little better, but like these are bright, bright aquas and bright yellows. And so I'm really enjoying it. It's my first time knitting on 9-inch circulars. And so that's kind of my new learning for this one. But, so this has been on the needle since right after flock, and, it's a great project. I love it. I love working with the yarn. It's so squishy and springy. So I've been really, really pleased with what, I've been gotten so far to work with from Super Glow. And so this color was called, it was also their exclusive sock set, and it was called Flock Island. I'm assuming because of Love Island has been so popular this year. So love that. And then it came with a mini as well. So it has this beautiful kind kind of like a mango-y coral vibrant pink that I love. So there we go. I'm just looking at my timer and it says 1:22 and I'm like, I think I've talked for longer than that. Okay, so it turns out all I was doing is every time I pause and start again, it's creating a new video. So whatevs, that's cool. All right, so those are my Super Glow socks. And since we were talking about my Sewrella yarn, I figured I would actually show you the project I'm working on where it lives. And so I'm not gonna do a deep dive on this, but basically it's a V-neck t-shirt that I'm crocheting, which is my first like pretty substantial crochet project. I've done like 2 granny squares in my life and they were super tiny. And so my friend is designing this and it's basically a scrappy VT. So I'm using a whole bunch of the sock yarn that I got from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. So if you haven't seen those colors, I've done an unwrapping for each of them from January through, I posted through June. So if you look in here, so like this color right here, this kind of pinky orange, that is the Sewrella Summer in London right there. So it goes really, really nicely. It's kind of a nice grounding color on this. And yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having a super fun with this. And hopefully it'll be ready for, I don't know, fall? We have 3 weeks. It's supposed to be done today. I'm not making it today. Sorry, Jess. I tried, but learning how to crochet and make a t-shirt at the same time was a little bit of a big order. All right, back we go. So I'm going to continue on with my yarns that I purchased. And I'm not going to pull all of these out because it'll get a little ridiculous because I got, I think, 5 of each color. So I'd heard so much about the Wandering Flock, their cotton lino, and so I wanted to try it for myself. And so I was at their booth. They were super helpful. Like I was doing color here, color here, color here, color here. Which color do I like the best? And so I couldn't decide. So what I decided to do is I figured I would do like a tank with these. And so I thought I was going to do, so since Zoe's making her, her tank, I'm going to make one too. And it's the Sabai tank. So I'm going to make one as well, but I'm thinking I might do some stripes. So this may turn into a stripy tank top and we'll see. The beautiful thing about this yarn is it's 30% organic cotton, 30% or 35% plus 30% mulberry silk, 20% linen, and 15% baby alpaca. So this stuff is soft. It's very, very soft. It's milled in Peru and it just has a really nice feel to it. Like this, a cotton linen typically is not very soft, but this is squishy, squishy softness. And I can't wait to put something on the needles with it. So I'm very excited about that. But like I said, I think I got 5 of each of these and you don't need to see all 5 of them. Cause I mean, seriously, they could just be coming out and I'm making a pile of it on my husband's computer. He's out of town. Don't tell him. All right. Here we go. So that is all the first bag. So that was in my Flock Fiber Fest bag. I will show you inside. There's still a whole bunch, but this is all the rest of the Wandering Flock and fiber. So I'll go over my fiber at the end. Because I did get some fiber. I had been holding myself off on fiber purchases for a while because I don't spin a ton, but I saw some beautiful things and I wanted to get my hands on them, so I did. All right, let's see. Next bag. The Sewrella yarn bag came in real handy. It was beautiful. It was firm and sturdy. So here we go. So I did get, so for my birthday this year, my mom and dad, they gave me a gift card for Spin Cycle yarns. And I had kept meaning to get up to Bellingham to go buy what I wanted. But I was able to use my gift card at Flock. So that was amazing. They were super helpful, like no stress, no rush. They just were like, let's find it, let's work together. And so they were really cool. So Kate from Spin Cycle, thank you for all your help. She also helped me find a really cool colorway. So this is one of their new colorways called Tough Love on their bulky plump. So on their plump yarn base, super good. and it's kind of like muted pastels. It reminds me a little bit of like muted 80s pastels. And so I'm going to use this in the, I think it's called the plump hat or the plump cowl from Andrea Mowry. She came out with it last year, and it's intended to use this really thick, chunky yarn. And so I have Playful Pop, which is the Grocery Girls colorway. And so that has some darker, kind of similar to this, but just darker tones and a little bit more blues and things like that. And so I'm going to do this as the contrasting color because it's a 2-color. I think it's a brioche cowl, so I have to learn how to do brioche too. But this is what that's for. And Squish-A-Vision, oh, there it is. Look at that. That's so good. It's just so thick and plumpy. So that's going to be amazing. All right. And then in honor of my son, Quinn, this is Fandom Fibers. And I think they used to be called Geektastic Yarns, and now they go by Fandom Fibers. This is the transgender flag colorway for a pair of socks. And so he's kind of sensitive to whatever he wears. So I'm hoping he will enjoy this. This is it's their superhero sock base. It's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And so I think they're super soft, and I think if I knit them tight enough, they might be comfortable. He's going to squish them for me right now and see if he likes it. He likes it. So we'll see once it has knit stitches if he still likes it. He's very complicated that way. All right. And we keep on going. I love an exclusive colorway. Did you catch that? Because you never want to be the one that can't have it when it's gone. So when I was there, I know a lot of shops have their own spin cycle colorways. And so I picked myself up the color Next Level in Spin Cycle Wool's Dream State. So this is, I believe, their sport size. So it's 100% superwash American wool in a worsted weight, and the color is Next Level. And this is for the store A Yarn Story. They were in the booth with Les Garçons, and Les Garçons had their own colorway as well, but I had to limit myself, so I just got the one because I love these bold pops of color. And so what's it going to be? I don't know. What would you do with it? What do you think it should be? Who should it be today? I'm always like cowl, but I never make cowls, but I'm going to start making cowls, right? That's the plan, making cowls. All right. So next, I'm telling you, we're only on bag 2 and I have 3 full bags, but we're going through the bigger one now. So I'm not sure if I think I mentioned Fiber Hustle in my pre-flock video. They were going to come out with Purple Rain was going to be one of their, well, it was called The Revolution. It was inspired by the Purple Rain album. And so being the child of the 80s that I am, and I love purple, so had to get that. So this is Fiber Hustle. They're actually a local Washington dyer, and it is called The Revolution. It's a fingering 4-ply, 75% superwash BFL, 25% nylon, and just a really nice, beautiful colorway. I didn't even remember that the Revolution album on the side panels had these floral, kind of floral blocks on each side. So it was white with these beautiful purple flowers with their yellow, yellow insides. And so you can see some of that coloring right there that you would get from the flowers and the floral motifs, and so the rich purples. So it's really beautifully done, and I'm really excited to work with this. I love the colorway that I got the Go-Go's Beauty and the Beat album, which was my first album ever, and so I had to get that last year. And then I got that, but then also being the child of the 80s that I am, they also had Material Girl. And I was a material girl living in a material world. And so I got this in homage to that album cover. And if you remember the album cover, it was very kind of like sepia toned white and kind of that beigey gray. And it had written really small was the album's name in this beautiful turquoise. And so they took that color out and kind of blew it up a little bit, which added some really nice visual interest. It's got some of the sepia tone speckles on there. And I think it's going to work up really, really nicely. And they did have samples of stuff knit knit up, like just panels and things so you knew what we were looking at. But those are going to be very exciting. And who knows, maybe someday I'll make like an 80s album t-shirt. I have dreams, lots and lots of dreams. And 2 hands that go really, really slow. I'm sure most of you are like this too. Like you see things and you want to make all the things. I want to start making all the things because they're all so amazing. But I have this queue of things that I want to make, and I've already bought yarn for a bunch of it. So I probably should be responsible. But I'm not very good at being responsible. All right. And then, so Ocean Fibers. This is I believe, an Oregon dyer. And the touch and the feel of this yarn was irresistible. It's called Mother of Pearl is the colorway. And it's just really lovely. You can tell I love purples. So it's got some purples. It's got some little like kind of a pale yellowy green blue right there. And it's reflected up on top as well. And so I figured these would just be a delicious pair of socks. And they are actually merino, cashmere, and nylon. So they are going to be a delicious pair of socks that I bought myself some brown Birks that'll go with everything. So these will be some of my Birkenstock socks. I'm very excited. All right, so that's from Ocean Knits. It's Serena sock, and it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And seriously, I just want to like make my bed with this and just lay on it, but it would be very uncomfortable because it would be lumpy. And so that's not going to happen. All right, moving right along. Another exclusive flock colorway. So these are the companies you should be looking for next year when you're wanting to find the exclusive flock colorways. So this is from Fiona K Knits. And I love this colorway because this is such a Seattle vibe. This is called, what's it called? Flock 2025 exclusive. It's called Dark Horse. And so you can see the greens and the purples, and green and purple are my actual 2 favorite colors. And so if you put those together, I love it even more. And so this is going to be a tee or a tank when it's all said and done. And this is on their Yeehaw Yak silk base. And it's 60% superwash wool, 20% yak, and 20% silk. So this is delicious. And it's so soft. And I think I could wear this all day long and not be bothered by it at all because it feels so good. Seriously, like on my neck, it's like just buttery soft. So thank you, Fiona K Knits, for making something so delicious. Okay. I'll have to take a picture of my fiber pile over here because it's literally this tall. And I'm afraid if I touch it, it's all gonna fall down. So I have to be very careful. All right, it's empty. Okay. Next, here we go. All right, so here's my Ocean Knits and Fibers bag. I tried to be very responsible and resourceful, and I brought some of my own bags, and so I didn't get a lot of bags from a lot of shops, but some of them I just did, and they will be used well, and they will be used wisely, and they will be passed along and given to someone else so they can use them wisely as well. All right, and then I was at the Thread and Maple booth, and I did indulge and get myself one of those little Notions foldable thingies. It's over on my coffee table, so I probably won't get it for you, but it's a lovely light pink, and it has scissors in it and a magnet with just this buttery soft, delicious smelling leather. And while I was there was also a company called Louie and Lola hand-dyed yarns. And this is a merino silk yak fingering in the color Sugar Plum, which sounds like right up my alley. It's got some browns with some deep, rich plums and a little bit of this lighter colors right there. I mean, you can see it, like it looks like a cup of coffee, but it's got that plummy tone. Oh yeah, so delicious. So I'm just gonna have a really nice sock wardrobe, I think, is what's gonna happen. Maybe somebody else will get to have a nice sock wardrobe too, but I tend to be a knit for me kind of person. I don't know. Do you guys knit for other people or do you knit just for yourself? Because I feel like it's hard to knit for other people because you don't know that they'll appreciate it as much as you do. And I certainly don't ever want people giving stuff away that I made. Like I don't want you just putting it into the donate bin somewhere. These things take time and they're precious. And so Give them to someone who needs them or someone who can really value them, or give them back to me and I will find a use for them. So if I ever knit you something and you're like, oh, this is so nice, I love it so much, and then 6 months later you're like, I'm never wearing this, give it back to me, I won't be offended. I'll judge you and wonder what's wrong with you that you didn't love the thing that I made, because I chose it specifically. But anyway, moving right along. So Botanical Yarns was there from, and they came from England. And so they had been advertising a shawl, like a scarf kit. And it's basically, they were calling it, I think it was a croissant scarf. After it was all rolled up, it was kind of like the thicker in the middle and then thinner towards the ends. And so they had 3 different colorways that they had prepared kits for it. It's the Pier 62 shawl by Twinset and Purl. So those are a set of twins that are over in the UK. And they designed the beautiful shawl. And so this was the one that caught my eye, because, you know, I like pinks, I like purples, I like color. And so these are 100% neon Nep Surrey alpaca fluff. So you can't go wrong with a Surrey alpaca, and you add some really vibrant neps in there, and it's going to just be just fun and beautiful. And then there's 2 20-gram merino sock minis to go with it. And so basically what happens is you do the thick and thin shawl or scarf, and then as you're going, I have to figure out how to do it, because there's some way that the minis kind of make these little arrows that go up along the sides. So that'll be a learning process for me. I got the pattern, and so now I have to figure out what to do with it. But for right now, I'm just going to appreciate what it is before it is what it becomes. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. My pile's too big. Can't even put it on there anymore. And so Ritual Dyes was there, and I've heard a ton about Ritual Dyes. I've never been to anywhere that I've been able to see their yarn. They're from Portland, Oregon. And I believe they also run Sacred Sheep. So that's one of the festivals down in the Portland, Oregon area in November. And I am going there, and I'm going to go hang out with my friend Angela from Yarn Church. So I'm looking forward to that. So Ritual Dyes had 2 exclusive colorways, and one was this beautiful hydrangea that was, I don't remember the yarn base, but it was a very natural fiber, kind of cottony, linen-y. And the feel didn't work for my fingers. It just felt a little too rough for me. But right next to it, the other colorway that they had was this gorgeous color called Pacific Rhododendron. And rhododendron is the state flower of Washington. And it's the Flock exclusive colorway. It's on their Faye base, which is a lace weight kid mohair and silk. So 72 mohair, 28% silk. So you can't go wrong with this. And I did see one of the people from Ritual Dyes was working on kind of like a really billowy light, I think it was going to be a long sleeve t-shirt or something, but it was really open on some really large needles. So that's for me. And I'm like, that would be really, really cute. And I might actually be able to finish it relatively quickly, because it is going to be on such big needles. So there's that. All right. And then at the, let's see, Jamie Lomax she does the doodles. So all the doodle decks, the doodle directory. And so she always has a really nice booth with a lot of different doodle decks that like every doodle deck she has those available. And then there's beautiful yarns that you can use to knit up her patterns. I mean, she even goes so far as like there's a base pattern for a cowl, for socks, for hats and things like that. So you can actually have a base pattern, and then you just put her doodles into it any way you want. So if you want winter doodles or you want fish doodles, you can put that kind of a design or motif in. And as I was browsing the booth, they had a sample that was in this exact colorway, and it was so soft, and it was so, just drapey. I lifted it up, and I'm like, this is what I want to wear. Where can I find the yarn? And so it was it was from Yarnaceous Fibers, and so they have a cute dino as their logo. And this is her Stego Sport. It's 100% superwash merino wool. And oh my gosh, it is so soft and beautifully tonal. So you can see like kind of the lighter and the darker color colorways here. Just so good. And so I got myself 3 of those beautiful babies because I'm gonna make me something in a t-shirt variety. I kept thinking, well, 3 is good enough for a t-shirt or a tank, right? So I'll figure out what needs this weight and I'll make it. So that's the plan for this yarnaceous fiber. And so if you can believe it, which I honestly can't, that's all the yarn that I got. And I will put a picture in right here of the pile of yarn. I know I posted a video of it before, but it's really obnoxious when you see it in a pile. So I did not get any bags this year. So I managed to keep myself away from project bags because I have more than I need. But I did get a lot of fiber, which I haven't gotten in a while. Okay, so fiber. So I am, I'd say, a fairly novice spinner. I have a spinning wheel, a Lendrum double treadle, and I love the rhythm and the routine of spinning. And I've made a couple of skeins so far. It's much better than my first skeins that I made. My friend Jessie taught me how to spin, and my other friend Lori was like the one who kind of inspired me to want to spin. And so I learned how. I love it. My first stuff was a mess. It was thick and thin and chunky, and just some of it was just fluff, like it hadn't even gotten spun in a circle at all. But I love spinning, and so I'm gonna do some more, and hopefully at some point I'll actually use my yarn in my hand spun in something that I can wear, depending on how much I'm able to produce. So please allow me to introduce you to some of my most beautiful acquisitions. This right here is from, I think it's called Cesium yarn. I think they have like a science theme or background. And this, my daughter, I actually almost missed this completely. So my daughter pointed it out, and it's called Bill Nye. So Bill Nye, the science guy, he's like a hero of mine because he believes in science. He teaches science, and he's fun. He actually started on a comedy show here in Seattle. So he used to be on a comedy TV show that was produced in Seattle. And so he's a smart guy, and this was named after him. And so this braid had to be acquired, and I will do something fun with it. It is super wash merino, 75%, and 25% cash style nylon, which I've never heard of. But I'm assuming the cash means cashmere style. So it's probably going to be super, super soft. And it is 4 ounces. And so we'll see what 4 ounces will get me. And I was really excited that she pointed this one out. And because I love the colors are just incredible. And I'll probably end up doing something with barber poles with it, just because that seems like as creative as I get so far. And those colors will just be amazing. And they also had some pre-spun yarn in this. And on Sunday, the fiber was gone in the morning when I got there, but they did still have some of the pre-spun yarn was available. So that's a fun one that's going to happen. And let's see. Witchfire Fibers, you have my heart with this colorway. It is called, let's see, it's a Rambouillet fiber, hand-dyed in small batches. And the colorway name is Higher Perspective. And so this is coming out, it's blowing out a little more like a brighter orangier pink, but it's actually kind of an orchid color. It's got neps in it from the other colorways. So it's like an orchid and a hydrangea kind of blended together and to make this really beautiful, beautiful fiber. And so I'm excited to spin that up. And again, it's Rambouillet, and I've heard great things about Rambouillet. I've never spun with it before. So I'm excited to try that. I have so many things that I want to do and not enough time. Even in the summer, I mean, all summer. We were gone for like 4 days, and I went 2 days to flock, and that was like all I did all summer, except for knitting and crocheting. So I was projecting all summer, and I swear I have very little to share for it. I have a pair of socks, a tank top, and a cast on edge to a t-shirt that I put cast on 5 times. 5 times. And I haven't even joined it to knit in the round because twice it was twisted. Being careful not to twist is what every single pattern says. Did I twist it? Somehow. I don't know how. I'm like, I swear it wasn't twisted. I was very careful. But by the time I was about an inch or more in, I realized it's twisted again. So whatever. I may find a friend who can get it started for me because I've already got it all cast on, all 196 stitches or whatever. I just need someone to put it all together for me so I can make sure I don't twist it because I don't want to make it again. All right. So also in Jamie Lomax's booth, I think it's called Pacific Knit Co. is the name of her company. And she does the doodles, all the cool doodle decks. I have bunches of them. She also had Fangirl Fibers in her booth. And Fangirl Fibers, so there's their logo right there. See if I can get that a little more. There we go. So Fangirl Fibers. And the colorway is called Ogre Toots. So this is basically based on Shrek, the character Shrek. And so the cool thing was it had a Shrek stitch marker on it, which I've already pulled off and put on a project. But this color is so, it's just happy. And it doesn't bring me down. It only brings me up. I love the colors. It's got, I mean, if you look at it, it's got a lot of variation in it. And so there's some lighter shades and some brighter yellows and some kind of darker, all close to olive almost. And so I think this is going to be a really fun spin, and I think it's going to turn out really, really nicely. And pretty much I can just do it straight. I don't have to do any planning because it's kind of just a variegated one color. So I think that'll be an easy one to spin up, and I'm excited to see how it is. It's 85% mixed BFL and 15% silk, and so there's 4 ounces here. And I don't know anything about sizes and weights and stuff like that for when I do my, it's funny, these are in ounces and all of my skeins are in grams. So it's hard to say what these ounces without doing some calculations, and I don't want to do calculations right now. So this is exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Is that it? Okay, so I think that's all of my big purchases. I did get a Lemonwood minder, yarn minder, and this is from Spin Cycle. It's our Spin Cycle exclusive. You see my theme, I love exclusives. I'm a fan of the Spin Cycle. So there we go. And plus it had this really cool strap. Look at that. Like that is my kind of strap. And then really, really beautiful. It's got their sheep on it with some beautiful roses. And that sheep is just so cool. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to be excited to use that. And it's made out of wood, so it's some nice materials. All right, so just put that on the side there because I can't find space for anything else. At Black Pearl Magic, I had been hearing about these cool little notions cases a lot. And so I knew that I wanted to get something beautiful from Shala, and she delivered. This thing is so cool. So I love that I can actually see through it, so I can tell what's in it. It's got a little hook on it, so it's a nice little carabiner hook that you can put onto your project bag, like stick it inside so you don't lose anything. And inside, and it's got a really nice kind of a purple, like a pink to blue fade on the zipper, and I thought that was really cool. And I've always been an animal print fan, so this was an easy one. And then inside I have lots of fun little treasures. So I did get from Super Glow, because I'm now a super Glow fan. I got a nice pair of snips. So I like to have little notions pouches with all my projects, and I do have about 4 or 5 that typically are on the go. And look at this guy. He's so cute. He's like a little kooky because he's got the flower eye and the regular eye. Makes me feel crazy, and I like it. And then the matching snips. I think this was a kit that I got, but I honestly don't remember. It's been 3 weeks and I don't remember. I wanted to do this sooner, but you know, it's just how I roll. I don't do things in a timely manner. All right. And then Black Pearl Magic. Shala, these were so cute. So I had to get me some stitch markers because look at those rubber duckies. And my daughter Zoe is totally into, she's having her fish girl era for her whole life. And so she probably will get one of those dolphins. I know she's watching, so don't expect them anytime soon. I'll give them to you when I give them to you. All right. And then these were so cute. It also came with some shell needle stoppers. Look. I really love needle stoppers. And I do use them on pretty much all of my projects because I don't want to be the kid that loses all my stitches, because I would do that even if they're like, oh no, but it's so sticky, you won't lose it. I'm like, yes, I will. And then this is really cool. So from the Fiber Hustle booth, so if you'll think back to the Go-Go's and Prince and the Revolution and the Material Girl, this is, if you made a purchase, you got this really cool needle stopper, and that's their logo. I can't remember the name of their really cute sheep pal, but he's there. And it's really cool because it's basically just you push down, put your needles in there, and then it'll pull up. So whatever size needle you're using, it's gonna hold them in place. So cool. Yeah, so I was really excited to get that and thrilled to I love their stuff, so. Let's see, I'm looking at my treasures to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Oh, yep, one last thing. And I can guarantee you there's things that I missed that I forgot about or that I've been using somewhere and I forgot to bring them here. But this is, I think, probably the last biggie. So, Swanky Raven Studio. This was one of the companies that I talked about in my flock preview. And they were going to have these really cool new stitch markers. And so I like the Progress Keeper style stitch markers because I crochet and I knit. And so I want to make sure that I can use these for whatever kinds of projects. So you see there's their Swanky Raven right there on the big one. And then there's a supersized gem. I used to sell jewelry, and gems were kind of like one of the things that we always used in our logoing. So that's really cool. Really great colors. There's a nice little crown. There's my black raven right there in the center. You can see that black raven right there. Caw-caw. So I'm really excited about that. And a little sparkly gem. So this is right up my alley too. And then, I don't know if you recall from, I think back in July, we had gone to San Jose in the end of June. And so part of our San Jose visit was a boba tour. So we were trying all the good bobas. And so this right here, I thought, well, I should have a boba stitch marker, right? Isn't that cute with all the little boba pearls at the bottom? Oh, adorable. Okay. I'm tired. I think this is it. I had a great time. If you are ever able to, I mean, I have a special place in my heart for flock just because it's close by. It's people from my local community, as well as it's gotten a draw that people really want to come to it. And so it's a lot of fun. So if you have not been yet, please go. If you're getting ready for flock in the future, so this is future you getting ready to go to flock 26 or 27 or 32, watch this video. Get yourself prepared. Look for the exclusives. So my tip is at the end, like 2 days before, 1 to 2 days before, look for the exclusives, because all the companies will know exactly what they're doing and they'll be ready to start pushing it out and sharing it with you. So look for those exclusives and go to Bainbridge Island the day before flock. So Friday, a ton of people go to Bainbridge Island. They take the ferry out. There's 2 yarn stores out there. La Mercerie, who actually the owner hosts flock, and also the Lamb and Kid. And both totally different stores with beautiful, beautiful yarn and lots of great samples. And so I recommend spending some time going there and just enjoying the community, having some lunch out there, walking around. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Lots of history there as well. And so, yeah, spend the day at Bainbridge Island the day before and then go do flock for a couple of days. I did go for 2 days. So Saturday, there was a line out, like a huge line in the lobby area of the convention center, but they had it snaking. It was a very Disneyland-esque line, very snaky. And so it looked like a lot of people, but it didn't look like a really long line. And once it got moving, once they started opening up the ticket counter, it went so fast. So I would highly recommend, if you don't care about getting things and stuff, and you don't care about inventory, no need to rush. Like, get there so masks required from 10 to 12. And so after 12, there's no masks required. Most everybody's already in there. They've already gotten their tickets. So there's no lines to wait for tickets. And it's pretty busy on Saturday. So Saturday was a really busy day. Sunday was much mellower. It was a lot more connection time. People were talking to each other, and a lot of them had done a lot of shopping already. And so they were kind of ready to kind of just chill out, do some knitting, talk to friends. So Saturday is going to be a lot of people, but I love a lot of people. So for me, that was perfect. And it was a great time. I took the bus both ways. So we took the bus the first day there and back. And literally the bus is it runs constantly. We got there 30 minutes ahead of time. It was super easy transit. And it was really nice and relaxing. It was an easy way to get to where we needed to go. So kudos to Seattle on Sound Transit for that. That was really great. So what was your experience at Flock? What was your favorite thing? Who did you meet? Who did you see? What did you learn about? I know some people took classes. So what kind of classes did you take? And I would love to hear about your Flock experience. Everybody's is unique and different, but they're all wonderful and fantastic. And so I would love it if you want to share, what was your favorite part of Flock? Who'd you meet? What'd you see? What'd you get inspired by? Are you going to make something that you saw there? So show me your haul, whatever. I hope you have a fantastic fall, and I will be back with some fall plans and a traditional video in the next few weeks. So happy September, happy fall, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy spinning, happy sewing, happy crafting, happy beading, whatever it is that brings you joy. I hope you enjoy it. And if you stay this long, we are definitely best friends, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.